Man, being an Arsenal fan is too hard, man. This manager, I just can't take him.
Y'all want to see a dead body?
Yeah.
Might as well. He was saying all the right things. Goosebumps, be excited. He even said over my dead body. Look at those rivals of all those players, man. We never gonna see a trophy.
Look like Freddy Krueger got him.
He stink.
Big up everyone, big up everyone. Good evening, good evening. We got YG in the building. There we go. There we go. How you doing, my friend? Under the lens, we are back, people, and finally we've got it together. Thank you ever so much, first and foremost, for being patient and understanding. The little back and the little backdoor stuff that goes on. Pause. But thank you ever so much for coming, man. The YG Yorkshire Gunner. Thank you ever so much for being here and coming to give us your Arsenal insight, man. How are you, bro?
Yeah, I'm good, man. I'm good. Big up to the chat. Big up to yourself, of course. And I'm all good. And obviously, what we're seeing right now from Arsenal in terms of transfer activity, I mean, there's still some stuff, still some work that needs to be done. Yeah. Whether we get it done or not, we'll have to see.
Yeah, and we are definitely gonna get into all of that. Big up everyone in the chat. Definitely appreciate you guys popping in. I'll do a quick little roll call and then we will get into it. It's baking. I don't know where you are. Well, obviously in Yorkshire, where I am, it's absolutely horrid at this point in time. Big up Vigilante saying evening views. Big yourself up, my G. Hope you're good. Junior's in the building. Big up. Vigilante saying evening YG. Remember, just click his name in the title and go and subscribe to my guest. Go and show him all the love in the world. You know how we do it over here already. Good evening, AJ. Make sure you guys are sharing it out for me. You know the usual deal that we do over here. Paris man them, evening views and YG. Big yourself up, mate. AJ, the usual message. I love it. Paris Stappings are going around. Godfrey, nice to have you in. Big yourself up. If you don't know, this is YG. Make sure you go and follow him. PFC's in the building as well. Views, my bro. Big yourself up. Evening Yorkshire Gunner. Big up, man. Views at the wheel. Well, we're trying. Big up Junior as always. There's Vigilante's link. Let's get the guest link in there as well. And like I said, just click the name in the description. It will get you there. No Diddy. I know it's the wrong trace of words. I know. They're on to me quick. Big up Vigilante, big up Dio, big up everyone in the building, man. So look, man, I usually start with my guest by just asking about, your kind of first introduction to the team, what kind of got you into Arsenal, what made you support them, and then maybe like an early good and bad memory, my guy.
Yeah, I started supporting Arsenal around. It was probably at the same time Wenger became the manager, really. It was around about 96, 97 sort of time. Supported Arsenal because my dad supported Arsenal and my older brother supported Arsenal. So Arsenal was like the team that we just rolled with. But yeah, I mean, obviously that period of Arsenal, the late 90s and then the early 2000s was obviously the Arsenal that we're all craving to get back, because I was only a kid back then. And it's like I've grown up all in my adult life and I'm not seeing none of the stuff that that happened back then. And it's like it as as an Arsenal fan, it drives you mad, because it's like I can talk about other teams, I can give it all this, but league title hadn't been done since 2004, and it's like it's just ridiculous. It gets to a point where it's like I feel like, I don't want to say it erases the memories, but it almost feels like it kind of feels like it's sort of been taken away, even though it has happened, kind of thing.
A little bit.
Yeah, like and people don't get why fans like us get so stressed even at the slightest thing that's happening today. You know what I mean?
it's madness. I mean, we're going to get into all of that. Definitely 100%. What would you say is like a early good memory that you remember from like your early years of Arsenal that sticks with you, my bro?
Probably have to say the double winning team. I still put that. I still put that ahead of Invincibles because they won the double, because they won more than one trophy. Obviously, you know, we all know what happened in 2006, don't we?
Yeah. That's probably the bad memory. Yeah.
that obviously Chelsea coming into the Premier League and just taking everything from us, basically. You know, I'm still not letting it slide. The fact that, you know, we had the EFL Cup final in 2007 against them. Played you know, there's certain players that maybe could have played and didn't play because of Wenger, you know, and his choices.
Yeah.
And then obviously you've got that 2011 one, which, in terms of embarrassment, that was the embarrassing, you know, thing. I played. Yeah, I knew we weren't going to win that final, but yeah.
Oh, there you go. There's a bad memory, good memory, and that's what got you into. I mean, that's, you know, obviously from where you are, it's always good to kind of hear, especially when you're not kind of from the local area, how you got into it. Yeah, you're right, man. I mean, I was half my age the last time you won a league title. You got to get into the TARDIS. You know what I'm saying? So absolutely ridiculous. Big up all 25 of you guys inside. Make sure you are smashing the like. Make sure you are clicking the name in the title and subscribing to my guest. Arsenal fans, obviously, from a certain side of the fence. I think, obviously, I do watch your content here and there. You know, you do kind of mirror a lot of the things that I say. So in your mind, then, you know, where are we currently, and what would you say the goals are?
Where we are currently, obviously we've signed Gyökeres. Obviously we wanted that signing. If I'm looking a bit sweaty, it's because it's hot in here. I've closed the curtain.
Bro,
I'm just
two fans. You don't even have to explain, bro.
I don't even have a fan active right now.
Mate.
I'm here suffering. Where we are today is, I personally think for the season coming up, I don't think we're any further. I don't think we're that much closer to achieving what we want, because I just feel like we might be one or two injuries away from being back to where we was. I still think that for me, the transfer window needs to be a case of the players that we sign have to be ones that replace what we have, and the ones that are currently playing are on the bench. That would have me rate the window in a upwards of 7s and 8s, but I can't give it that because, you know, Martinelli is still our main left winger. You know, is Saka gonna get a break, or is he gonna play 90 minutes even if we win it 0? You know what I mean? It's stuff like that. So I'm not gonna say, oh yeah, then we're definitely gonna win the league next season. I mean, you look at the team and you think to yourself, well, these men have been in what, 2 title races now, where he was almost close to winning the league and didn't do it. So surely now he's got to be the time. But you know, again, I look at the manager and I think that makes me think otherwise.
Yeah, no, 100%. And we're going to talk about all of that. And I definitely want your take. And obviously, I speak to many different Arsenal fans from different walks of life and kind of want to see how they look at it. Because for me, bro, like, this is like the building's burning and they're telling me we just turned on the central heating. Like, no, bro, like, you need to call the fire engine. That's how I look at it, because a lot of people are saying we're cooking, you know. We'll get into that. I mean, what would you say is in your interpretation, what's the goals for Arsenal coming into this season now?
Well, I'd imagine from the club, it's a case of basically win the league or the Champions League. That's how I can imagine the club viewing it. I still don't think this manager is going to try and go all out to get, say, the EFL Cup in the meantime, on the way to try and win the league or Champions League. A lot of people are saying just win a trophy. I think the club is basically looking at it and basically like, we're nearly there. We finished second 3 times in a row. This has to be it now. This is why I'm convinced that it's make or break for this manager now, because second 3 times in a row and you haven't delivered, like, no trophies in that time. You haven't even got to a cup final, no, nothing like that. So yeah, it's I can imagine the club is saying to him, I don't think the club is saying what I'm saying, where I'm saying, you know, bare minimum, give me the league and the Champions League, but yeah.
Sorry, I was just on mute because I have to open up another bloody window because I'm just trying to pin your link. Make sure all of you guys are following my guest. Make sure you're all just clicking on either the name. When I find the link in the chat, I will try and pin it. There we go. There we go. I think I found it. There we go. I just want to get that pinned so that everyone can click on that. We are on Twitch. We are on Kick. I think you're on Twitch as well, aren't you? I think you're over on Twitch as well. So yeah, we are on a few different places here, people. So make sure you're liking and following on all the different platforms. Make sure you're subscribing to my guest. I mean, all right. I'll tell you what. And I've just started this as well from Dio. He said, because obviously it's the hot news and we've got a few people in, so I don't want to ignore them. I don't want to ignore them too much. Wash my hands of all this Eze stuff. I'm just here to see us lift the trophy now. Okay, so let me ask you about this, my bro, because as you said, as you alluded to earlier, you know, it was only Eze and Arsenal for however many weeks. Now all of a sudden it's Eze and the noisy neighbours. I mean, what's your take on all of it, man, and how you feeling?
It's Wilfred Zaha 2.0, basically. You know, it's. I mean, Spurs coming in and trying to get him, I get it. Especially if, you know, the European champions now, at least second tier European champions, but they're still European champions. They've got a Super Cup tomorrow.
Ooh.
If they're showing more desire to get Eze, then for me, it's going to be hard for Eze to say no. I mean, when Eze released from Arsenal, in youth, so that might play into effect that, well, this club released me anyway. So you know, we have to think about stuff like that.
Yeah.
If Arsenal was serious, they'd try and get him, but they're not that serious because we've got the likes of Odegaard, we've got Nwaneri. And Eze is meant to come in to be a 10, isn't he? And obviously there's Kai Havertz that can still play as a 10 as well. Yeah. So I don't think that... Basically, if Odegaard's our captain, where's this manager going to play Eze? Because my thinking was, if he buys him, then I think he'll try and have him as a replacement left winger. But from what I've seen in friendlies, Noni Madueke has been going on the left side.
Yeah.
And in all fairness, because he's left-footed, we're getting a left-footed player on the left wing, bringing in crosses from that side. So it's an outswing for the keeper, which is something a little bit different because obviously it's usually Martinelli and Trossard that's whipping in the balls, and you know their left-footed crosses aren't going to be as accurate as an actual left-footer. Yeah. So I've seen that, I'm thinking to myself, that's an excuse for these lot not to buy a left winger now because they just put Madueke there. So I'm asking the question now. So who's going to take the load off Saka then? Is it going to be Nwaneri, or is Madueke going to then go on that side for games needed that he might go in?
Yeah. Yeah, no, great question. And this is what I'm saying. And to be honest, YG, I've been putting this out for ages. The moment we rose up the money that quick for Madueke, I said he's going to now play left wing. That's how we sold it to him, because I wanted Mbeumo, and everyone was saying, why would he come? He's not going to play because of Saka. And I'm like, look, Saka's just had a grade 3 last season. It ain't going to be, do you know what I mean? It ain't going to be sunshine and lollipops like everyone thinks. He's already come back and kind of not looking the same as he was. So I said the moment we got Noni, that's the left wing done. And you can already see that we're out of the Rodrigo talk. And, you know, it seems like everything can stop now. And I agree with you. If we did get Eze, he would be starting on that left wing, even in front of Madueke. And then and then probably because he may be, or how can I put it? Either way, whoever we get, they're literally going to get microwave minutes, because he plays Odegaard even when he's stinking it out, for like 80 minutes, and then he'll try and bring on Ethan to change the game at 10. So for me, bro, the kind of message, that I've been getting out to my viewers and the drum that I've been beating, is that it's all down to Lego head, isn't it? It's all down to the little Napoleon and him not changing. I mean, do you believe in the manager? I mean, that's one of my questions. I might as well bring it forward early. Do you believe in the manager? Can you see what he's trying to build? Because I'm baffled, my guy. Like, what's your perspective?
What I can see the manager's trying to do is he's trying to achieve everything his own way. He doesn't care about by any means. He doesn't care about, I'm just going to do this that should work, that everybody else can see would work. He's just purely fixated on doing it his way, so he can sit back and look at it and say, I made that happen because of my own way. That's why you've seen him avoid signing strikers, because he wanted to turn somebody into a striker, so he can say, I made that. And it's just we've seen Pep do this and it worked.
Yeah.
Teta tries doing it now, and even though he's failing with it, he still thinks I'm as cute as Pep.
Right.
The whole let me bench a player that should start games in crucial times of the season tells me everything you need to know. I mean, you look at it on paper, you look at it and you think, well, yeah, this manager is trying to win. He's trying, but then when you actually deep his decision making, he is trying to win, but his own way. By any means, if he was to try and win by any means, you wouldn't see an informed Ethan Nwaneri get about 5-10 minutes in a tight game. You'd see him come on early. A manager that's trying to win by any means will take Saka off when he for example, we smoked PSV like 7-1 in the first leg of the last 16 in the Champions League last season. Why did Gabriel play a full 90 minutes in the second leg? Why? He could have chopped and changed. He could have took advantage, because Kivior didn't play that game from what I know. So Kivior only came in because Gabriel got injured. So this manager has had no interest in rotation. And I said a couple of months ago, rotation this season is key. If this manager will rotate these players and not have players burning out, then there's a chance that we could exceed at least last season, and exceeding meaning, get to a cup final and win it, kind of thing, at the bare minimum. But he doesn't have rotation in him, and it's going to be interesting to see how he does it now. We've signed 6 players in this window so far. Obviously, Gyökeres was the biggest signing. It's going to be interesting how he's going to rotate between him and Havertz. When is he going to do it? Because if we're 5-0 up, I don't want to see Gyökeres play 90 minutes.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right. Exactly. And for me, I mean, we're still obviously on the manager here. For me, a big part of, especially most of last season, why I was banging the drum for him to be gone is because of his game management. I mean, like I said, do you understand what he's trying to do? Do you think that that's sustainable for a club like Arsenal? And then how do you rate his game management, bro?
I don't think it's sustainable when you look at the injuries picked up. Now, we've got players that can't run, that's tearing hamstrings. That's the manager and his training tactics, his need of players to track back that don't really need to track back like that. I don't think this manager's style like that is sustainable. I mean, even the way we're playing today, like, we'll play good if the team's not, as long as a team's not doing low block, you can see what this manager is getting these players to do and what he wants them to do. As soon as the players are playing low block, we're fucked. We're spent, because we don't know how to handle it. That's why you saw the difference between how we played in the Champions League versus how we played in the Premier League last season. And it was evident. These Champions League teams, the note was less. And And at the same time, we're facing sides that they ain't playing low block like that. Like that's why we were all screaming to get Real Madrid instead of Atletico Madrid, because we knew Atletico Madrid would just make it difficult.
Yeah,
and that's the manager and his tactics and his in-game management. I'm seeing players. I'm seeing him make subs way too late in tight games, and I'm thinking, why is this player getting 10 minutes in a tight game?
Facts.
Why didn't you bring him on before? He'll wait until the other team makes a sub, then he decides to. People can see, oh look, bring on so and so, take so and so off, and he's not doing it. And it's like we seen with Trossard when Trossard was playing decent, coming off the bench and being decent. Yeah. When he started the game, if he had just a sniff of a stinker, the manager hoofs him off straight away. Yeah. And Odegaard is getting 90 minutes
all the time.
When Saka's thinking it, he will still get 90 minutes. But what he relied on with Saka was the fact that Saka essentially was doing a two-man job. He was being a player who needs to be subbed off for somebody to go on to make an assist. He does it all in one game. That's why Saka was getting all these minutes, because the manager sees Saka as, if I don't have him, I'm a lost puppy, basically. Again, it's all goes back to the manager and his decision making and his man management and everything.
Bloody runs them into the ground as well, man. Like because of that, because he has so little faith, and because you've assembled this squad, and then you don't have faith in the people on your bench. For me, it's just I feel like what he's doing now, his stubbornness, that narcissism, is at the detriment of the team. Do you know what I'm saying? Just like last season when he kept trying to play Uncle Party at right back. It might have worked once. After that, it didn't work again until Southampton at the end of the season. But you're going to keep persisting with it, even though we keep bloody dropping. But anyway, let me not go into a tirade. Listen, big up everyone into the chat. Like I said, if you've got any questions for YG, just put a Q next to it and we'll be sure to ask him. Big up Dio, he said the memories being buried under years of failure. I mean, like I said, the good memories definitely leave a bad taste in your mouth because it's just so long ago. It's all dust, it's dusty. Do you know what I'm saying? You got to get into the TARDIS, like I said. Big up AFC always, my bro. He said my first Arsenal trophy was the Littlewoods Cup against Liverpool in 1987. I was 3. I mean, big yourself up though, my bro. Big up Junior. I hope everyone's good. He said, man still remembers 2011. Yeah, he said, I scrubbed that one. Well, I understand. Listen, mental health is important. You know what I mean? And whatever you got to do to, to get through your life as an Arsenal fan, you get me? Big yourselves out, and definitely big up Vigilante. Make sure you're all subbing. There's the link. It is pinned. The name is in the description. Yeah, man. Make sure that you're all clicking that and showing him all the love in the world. I'll just read one more before I get more into some questions. The recruitment part of the major problem of reasons why we don't win majors. How are they not aware that City will sell Sevilla to accommodate Rodrigo? No, of course, because it makes sense to everybody else. They're clearing the decks, just like Liverpool clearing the decks to bring in Isak. And what are we doing? Stevie Wonder and Ray Charles. We're acting like it's bank holiday. We're stopping after Gyökeres. And this is a big thing that annoys me as well, YG. I was saying, and I want to ask you about this, whether you think Bert is cooking. I call him Bert because I was calling him Montgomery Berta because I thought he was going to release the hounds, right? And at the moment, he's just turned into a yes, in my opinion, right? Turned into a bit of a yes man, right? What do you make of it? Because we brought in 6 players, but people are kind of missing the fact that we let 9 players go, bro. 9 players have left the building already. So we brought in 6. So essentially, we're -3 from what we was, Is Bert cooking, YG? Talk to me.
I said he was on fraud watch when the striker situation wasn't getting sorted out, and then we were looking at getting Madueke. I was looking at it like he's on fraud watch. Like, are you gonna allow this to happen again? Another Chelsea player. But then we got Gyökeres, and I put that down to him forcing the situation. I put that down to he's basically said to the manager, "Look, okay, you got Madueke. I'm getting Gyökeres then." It's either that or, because, we're under the impression that this manager wanted Sesko. And it made sense to get Gyökeres anyway. We need somebody for now, not somebody for the future. So I'd say he is cooking, but I'd lean more towards he has been cooking a little bit, but I wouldn't go overboard with it because even though we signed Gyökeres, I don't know if we signed at the same time a left winger that's going to start in this team, I'd have looked at it like, oh no, this guy's definitely serious, like, you know. But we'll just have to see for the rest of the transfer window to see how much he's cooking now. How deep is he frying? You know what I mean?
Yeah, because for me at the moment, YG, I gotta be honest, it's picky bits, bro. Like I don't even know if it's oven food, because oven food we get warm. Like, don't get me wrong, Gyökeres is what makes it maybe a 4 for me, right? But I didn't in any Marvel what if scenario or any Marvel multiverse, Madueke would never have been at the squad. But I'm not getting onto him because he never asked for that. That's Mikel Arteta. That's Berta for saying, yeah, go on then. And I agree with you to a degree. Like I say to my viewers all the time, I feel like it's because Leipzig got a bit too greedy. They wanted to start the negotiations at 90 million euros, right? And you know what we're like, Klarna FC. So then what I think happened is Bert said, look, we tried to do it your way. They want too much money. We're wasting too much time. Let's hurry up and pivot. So I'll give him credit for that. However, like I said, 9 players have left, and I feel like the squad is significantly weaker, my guy. Like I said, Tomiyasu, I know obviously he was never part of it anyway, injured, but I'm talking about the wages that we've just let go, right? Kieran Tierney, Scotland's number 1 left back, our best left back. I don't know why he left, but he's gone anyway. Another 100 grand plus. Voldemort, TP5, who we can't mention, right? He's gone over 200k, right? Jorginho, probably another 100k. Yeah, that's 4. The 2 loan players, Neto and Sterling. Sterling was on over 100k, right? So now we get Nuntavaj, Marquinhos, good because they needed to go. Nathan Butler, Oyedeji, another young guy. What I'm saying is bodies have left. So when I look at this squad now, let me ask you: do you feel like we're stronger or weaker now after the window?
Well, I said earlier that I feel that we will be 1 or 2 injuries away from being back to where we was. I predicted, I think, end of last season. I said this transfer window, more players will go out than what will come in, and then we'll be back in the same situation, even if we sign a striker. Because if our new signings get injured, you know, we're basically going to be back to we'll be complaining about the same thing, and then everybody else will have the excuse that they want to have that, oh, well, so-and-so players got injured just like last season. So yeah, players going out more than what came in. That's just what we do. As soon as we start something, there's another problem somewhere.
Yeah, like perpetual motion. I don't know if you know about that series or the film Snowpiercer. That's why I say perpetual. That's the goalpost, and it's like we've got a puzzle that we never fix. We never finish it. If we add something up top, we got to take something from the bottom, and then vice versa. And that's what I feel like. Because the reason why I say that, YG, is because what was our problem last year? We couldn't finish off games, right? We didn't score enough. We scored 69 goals. None of our players got, double figures, right? And then what does this terrorist Mikel bin Laden go and do? He goes and buys in 6 players, but only 2 of them are even attacking players, and only 1 of them is anything of note. So for me, it's like Groundhog Day, bro. It's like the same old same. It's, and everyone's like, oh, we've never seen us bring in 6 players before. I'm like, bro, like, come on, man. We've let 9 go. Like, don't let that go over your head. So, but yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy anyway. I mean, obviously, we'll talk a little bit more about that. I'll just get through a few more of these questions, and then we'll vibe out for the chat, for a little bit. I know it's baking hot. Harry Potter time, my guy. If you had a magic wand, 3 things that you would change. It could be anything: culture, management, players, whatever. What would you change at the club, bro?
Owners, manager, and most of all, the what's the word I'm looking for? What's that word? Gosh, the
enablers, the apologists. But don't take it from me, bro.
The culture of the club, the whole standard of the does it
Yeah, I
there's a
think
word
no,
there's
it's
a word
not
I'm
cold.
looking for and I can't find it.
Right.
Basically, what Abramovich at Chelsea, what's the word?
Conditioning.
I can't think of the word, but basically it's the
Come.
mentality there. Mentality. Yeah, the whole mentality of the club. Big up to Peppermint Freedom.
Big up
Mentality of the club. The
Yeah.
whole mentality, the mentality has to change because even though we could change manager, the mentality is a problem. Like for example, before Chelsea were Chelsea in 2004 up and onwards, their mentality was different. Now you look at their mentality; these men can't stop winning European trophies. That's a mentality thing. But Abramovich is gone, and look at them; they're still doing it. They went from they won the Champions League they last won the Champions League in 2021. They won the Super Cup and the Club World Cup, so they won a European treble basically. And then they fell off, almost got relegated, fighting to stay up. You know, they were struggling to get 40 points at one point. They'll get into cup finals and lose it, get into domestic cup finals and losing left, right, and centre. Came back and still won a European trophy, then won a FIFA Club World Cup. That's mentality, and that needs to change at this club because we don't have a mentality. We need a mentality to where we went from we haven't won a league for 20 years, we haven't won an EFL Cup since '93, we haven't won a European trophy since '94. And we need to turn that into we can't stop doing it.
Yeah,
that's what Chelsea have done. It's a mentality.
Exactly, and they didn't go straight to just winning leagues either, because that's what a lot of our fans, you know, I see a lot of them. Like I said, don't matter what the background, white, black, slim, fat, big, small, whatever, old, young. It's like, oh no, excuse me. They're kind of poo-pooing the cups, and I'm like, look, this team has. You can't expect them to go straight to winning leagues when they ain't won nothing together. You know, I'm not saying just a cup will be enough. I mean, this is what I want to ask you about now. You know, what is going to be enough for the manager to be okay in your mind? For me, a cup double next season. Right now, I know, YG, that the club, the Cronkies, as long as he gets champs, there's a good chance he might even still be here to see out his contract. But obviously, between us fans, we all have different standards. So for me to say you're okay for the next year and a bit, either one of the majors or you got to win me a cup double. For me personally, what is it for, bro?
For me, it went up every time we failed. It just the stakes rose.
Yeah. So
for me, right now, where I am now, for what I've had to see for the past 5 years, and what I've had to see everybody else doing, for me to want this manager to stay for definite, fully be Arteta in, he has to win me the treble. Yeah. Absolute bare minimum, the league and the Champions League. I need compensation, because put it this way, if I asked a City fan, a Man City fan, right, for the next 5 years, you're gonna struggle, you're gonna win nothing, and in about 3 of those years you'll finish second, but you're gonna watch Man United dominate or win some trophies. You're going to watch Liverpool win some trophies. You're going to watch Everton win some trophies. Who else is near them? I don't think there's really anybody else near them. But basically, you're going to watch everybody around you do what you're trying to do for the next 5 years. Once that 5 years is up, because you've kept the same manager, I want you to tell me what that manager can win that makes you feel better about all that. For me, treble will make me feel better.
Yeah,
a treble, league, Champions League, EFL Cup, League, Champions League, FA Cup, or the league and Champions League at a bare minimum. You know, that will make me feel, because you can't just win an FA Cup. For me, you can't just win an FA Cup. You can't just win an EFL Cup.
Yeah. Even
though we've never won a Champions League, you can't just win that. Premier League, we haven't won it for 20 years, but you can't just win that after all this.
Yeah.
I had to watch Spurs. I dreaded this day. I knew Spurs I was going to see Spurs win the European trophy at some point. But we've had to see all that while we're trying. it would have been less bad if we were just shit. Like just weren't going to win the league or whatever. It would have been less bad, but nearly winning the league makes it worse because Spurs had to watch us fight for the league title. They were nowhere, struggling, and then they went and just won a European trophy. Chelsea won a European trophy we all knew they were going to win from the start of the season, and then they're now the world champions. So now we have to see that orangey gold whatever badge on their crest for the next 4 years.
Crazy.
Madness.
Yes, absolute madness, man. Big up everyone in the chat. Big up AJ. Big up, he said, don't tell me we can't dry age the steak cuts in that Norgard freezer. Because I call them fridges, man. You know, it's Arteta striking again. Like, to be honest with you, because they let us know about Zubimendi in January, like a defending midfielder or a 6 or any of that wasn't even on my wish list. Like, I just don't know. Anyway, like I said, they would have known some things in the background. This transfer window for me, it just stinks of not being prepared. Like I said, Bert, you know, we 9 players have left. We've got next to no money for them. We're struggling to sell the players we got now. Arteta saying, you don't sell them now because you're getting panic. But at this moment in time, I really just, even still, I just don't think it's enough. But anyway, digressing a little piece here. There is a question. It says, questions for YG, please. Arteta would cost 31.72 million pounds to sack today. Would you do or give him this season?
Sack him today. I honestly don't think we can afford to give him the whole of the season coming up because I just don't see his tactics, his decision making, his setup. I just can't. I mean, I obviously I hope he proves us wrong. I hope that he turns into the manager that a lot of fans thought that he'd be in a short span of time. I can't see it. His decision making, everything.
I tell you what, he's turning into, YG. He's turning into a zombie, bro. Do you know what I mean? Because what did he tell us last season, bro? He told us over my dead body, and then
over my dead body FC,
and then persisted to do nothing. That's what I call him. If you didn't know that zombies actually existed, they do, bro. And they've got Spanish accents. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm being deadly serious. Like, you know, we're looking at a dead body every time he comes on camera. Big up Gavin L. Big up everyone in the building. Like I said, make sure you're smashing that like and following my guest. Go and show him all the love in the world. Big up AJ as well. Like I said, good evening, Gavin. I'll just miss out you guys giving each other dappings. Big up Rod Foster in the building. I think you've come over from YG. He said, how the hell ain't we going hell for leather over Eze? This is what I'm saying. It's absolutely disgusting. And even us, you know, waiting for the clause to run out. Then we try and bully him, thinking that no one else is going to come in for him, and then Maddison gets injured. It's just typical. But then, you know what, YG? This is what I was saying, right? This is what I wanted to see from Bert this year. I'm not asking you to turn water into wine. What I am asking for is competency, though, right? Yeah. When I'm hearing things, now I don't think it's true, but when I'm hearing things like Trossard getting more money but no extra time, that's not competent. Yeah. When I'm hearing about giving Lokonga an extra year in his contract, why? We can't sell him now. There's no point in giving him it. That's not competent. The only bit of competence that I've seen, right, is eventually going to get Gyökeres after we was hanging around waiting for Sesko and ripping up Tomiyasu's contract, because where I'm at, YG, at this point in time, I don't want to hear about good business. I don't want to hear about logic. It's been Ronald McDonald and the Hamburglar doing our business for years. Our best seller's been Oxlade-Chamberlain all those years ago. We have not, so it's long before Arteta. We've not been.
Guess who's second as well? Anelka. He's like second. Yes, I seen the list. Anelka's like second.
Wow.
That was what? Late 90s? 99, I think.
Yeah, well, maybe early 2000 or something like that. I can't remember.
Around there.
Yeah.
Ridiculous.
Do you know what I'm saying? So we've been rubbish in the market for ages. So when Bert comes in, I'm not expecting miracles. Bear in mind that Man City has bought 11 players in 6 months from January to June. Yeah. And they ain't even spent 400 million yet.
That's why they keep winning.
That's why they keep winning, right? Man United, my bro. I mean, I think personally they've had a better window than us right now, and you would have thought they would have finished second 3 times in a row. I mean, what do you make of the club's ambition, bro? Do you feel like, because look, the reason why I say that is because when you look at the players that we brought in, like you said, we've got 2 attacking players in there, Madueke and Gyökeres, and that's it. You know, on a team that couldn't win games, couldn't score, you know, couldn't finish off games, in a team that needs overhaul in attack, you've brought 6 players in. 4 of them are bodies. 4 of them won't even start, by the way. So then, how was that really? Do you know what I'm saying? Do you know what I'm trying to get at?
Yeah, the ambition is it's just not there. It's not the ambition's not. It's not heavy, and what reflects that is what we've been winning. Like nothing. Like it's and the thing is, it's been like this for a very long time. Even under Wenger, we've seen other clubs get certain players more active in the window, and it pays off for them. And we've had to watch them win everything that we were promised when we left Highbury. And it's like how much more do the Arsenal fans, especially those who are going to the Emirates week in, week out, how much do they need to be suffering with having to see other clubs do what we was promised when we moved into this big stadium? We were promised that we were gonna be essentially be what competing with Real Madrid and Bayern and all them and everything.
Yeah.
And all we've seen since moving into the Emirates is FA Cups and Community Shields.
Yeah, while they try to build a culture, you know, while they're doing everything else around, you know, but fixing the team, because apparently today Arteta wants us to train in pitch black. It looks like we attack in pitch black. I'll tell you that for true, right? I mean, you know, you can squeeze lemons, you can get thieves. You're doing everything but. You've got a dog called Win. We're doing everything but the thing that you
the tunnel thing away from the when the players walk out. Everything but win trophies. He's doing everything but win trophies.
Oh my god! I call us a culture. I call us the culture now. You know, like BET or MTV. We're like, a Mikel Ultra. You know, MK Ultra. That's what I call it now because these guys, they support him more than they support the club. It's really frustrating. What do you think our realistic Champions League hopes are? Because obviously last season was a semi, and we got absolutely dog walked. The season before that was a quarter. So isn't it realistic to say we expect a final then? And have we done enough to get there?
We an absolute bare minimum, you would say the fans would expect a final appearance. Obviously, being runners up in the Premier League, it's a case of, you know, when it comes to Champions League, you better go and win it. Personally, for me, because I look at it as, if you take another manager that has this team, a proven manager that has this exact team, this team could win what we want to win. It's this manager, it's his setup, it's his game plan, in-game management. That's what lets us down. I don't think we're getting to the semi-finals of the Champions League this season coming up. I don't think we're getting that far. That was our chance, just like the 2023 season when we were 8 points clear and all season and everything like that. That was our golden chance, and we fluffed it. Although we came closer the year after, we've never been closer since. And I think it's the same thing. It's going to be the same thing with the Champions League, where getting to that semi-final, that was. It was almost. It's weird how things pan out, because the final was in Munich last season. Every Champions League final that's been in Munich has been won by a team that has never won it before.
Never won it, yeah.
So you look at that and you think, okay, well, Arsenal could get there. You know, maybe it's Arsenal season. The last team to win there before last season was a London club, which was Chelsea. So you think it could be. You know, it could be Arsenal.
Could be, yeah.
You know, it's one of them, and then for it not to happen, and it's like, well, it was written in the stars for PSG, because when the Champions League changed its name in '93, French club Marseille won the Champions League. The format changes in 2025. their rivals, their French rivals, win the Champions League, and the both Champions League finals were in Munich.
Right.
You see how it works. So
Yeah.
when are we gonna have our time where it's set up for us, basically? You know what I mean, it just seems
like never, innit? I mean, I was older. I mean, I was what 2006, 20, bro. 20.
I was 16 at that time. I'd just left high school.
Right. I was 2006. I was 20, bro. And after that final happened, the way as well, because we was doing so well in the game up until like the last 10 minutes. But look, after that happened, I said to my dad at the time, I said, I don't think we're ever going to win it. Like, my dad's not here anymore. Obviously, I'm not trying to make it into a sub story, but that was one of his big things. Are we going to see Arsenal do anything in Europe before we kicks the bucket? And the answer was bloody no. Like, you have to literally get into a target. It's so annoying. The reason why I've even set that question up, though, my guy, is because I just want to let everyone else see about the regression, and I want everyone to accept the regression, because you're absolutely right. You're damn right. We're probably not even going to get to the semi-final this year. I don't think that Arsenal's prepared enough. We haven't brought enough quality and star power in. So then it's only regression. So all of these people that kept saying, we got to a semi-final, though. We beat Man City 5-1, though. Like, who the flip cares? That was the anomaly. Do you know what I'm saying? And all the rest of the times, all the rest of the times when we was dropping points and not playing shit, that was the normality. That was the norm. Yeah. But they try and live on that stuff. So that's why that's why I set that question up, because like I said, the logic would say quarterfinal, semi-final, final. But we know that ain't going to happen. So then maybe some people will start realizing that things ain't so rosy in the garden underneath this manager. Like I said, man, let me just big up Dio. He said both Eze and Elise were in our academy at one point and we let them go. Yeah, funny that, innit? Because I've been calling for Elise for ages. No one is telling me they weren't interested in staying. That's a fact. They're showing 30 years worth of transfers to hide the fact that Arteta nearly spent $1 billion in 6 years. Yeah, that is bonkers. No other managers had that. You know, if Arsene Wenger got that kind of money, you know, he would have won something. He would have left with something.
I think he would have won some FA Cups.
Yeah,
he definitely would have won some FA Cups, I think.
Yeah. What do you think about Emery if he was actually backed?
Obviously, he got us to Europa League final. I never blamed him for us not winning. That was the players.
Yeah.
Maybe I think he might have won. Maybe he would have won a cup. Maybe he might have been the manager that might have ended our hoodoo of the EFL Cup. Right. Maybe, but then again, I look at him at Villa and he's not taking them any further forward. Really, he lost his way into top four that season in 2024 because Spurs didn't want to beat Man City. So I barely give him credit for that, because I'm seeing the same thing I saw at Arsenal with Unai Emery. And I think maybe English clubs just aren't it for him, because some managers, there's just a pattern there. And for him, he's shown his absolute best is when he's in Spain. Yeah. No, I agree. But sorry, go on, carry on. Sorry, bro. No, I was just saying that his best really was when he's in Spain.
I totally agree, because the reason why I'm saying that is because obviously, you know, there's another, you know, little myth within the fan base that, you know, he's taken us from Bognor Regis and now we're in Jamaica. But let me just tell you something, bro. You know, if he was driving the coach and he was driving it via Bognor Regis, because Unai Emery never finished no 8th, bro, and it got us to a final, something that Arteta's failed to do for like half a decade now. So I just say like this, look, I don't think that Unai Emery was the best manager ever. However, he definitely wasn't backed. Nothing like this guy. And I just can't put my finger on why. Because when I look at Arteta, I'm just like, you know, what was it? Because even when we hired Emery, bro, we were still talking to Arteta at that point as well. What do you think it is, bro?
I think it's the mentality of this club. This club has this fetish for just PR, and this current manager fits that model perfectly for this club. And a manager like Unai Emery, he just wants to get on with it and he wants to be a winner. And that's the problem. Even if we got rid of this manager, who we getting next, that kind of mentality that we still have is a problem because you know it's just the way we do things, the way we, for example, and somebody pointed this out on Twitter. I don't know if it's true, but I don't know if any other club has done it on this day for a winning the Community Shield. I don't know if they have. We did it. And I'm not one to down talk the Community Shield or anything, but I've never known
any other. Yeah,
I've never known Chelsea to do it, even though they haven't won a Community Shield since 2009 or some shit. Man City, Man United, I haven't known them to do it on this day, winning the Community Shield. But then again, if they'd have beaten the likes of us for it, would they have done it? I don't know. But we did it when we beat Man City a couple of years ago. So it's stuff like that. And the way we hype things up, we'll hype everything but trying to be an actual champion. We'll replace it with, Declan Rice scored that free kick against Real Madrid.
Or we tried, or we're competing.
We still go back to when Welbeck scored that late goal against Leicester, the season Leicester won the league. That's what I'm talking about. I don't know of Man United, Man City, or anyone doing on this day. Remember when we beat so and so, and it led to nothing. One of the things I see from Man U is, you know, when the beat is 8-2, because that's an abnormal scoreline and obviously rivals. But in terms of Welbeck scored a 90+2 minute goal, whatever it was, against Leicester to beat them 2-1 at the Emirates Stadium. I can't believe that and you got fans in there saying about how it's you know, this win was changing my life kind of vibe. And I'm thinking, well,
you didn't win.
We literally won the FA Cup the year prior and the year after. And that Welbeck goal was it's just ridiculous, and that's what needs to change. That mentality of the loser mentality this club clings onto.
Facts, absolute facts, bro. Cooking, man. Absolute been cooking tonight, man. So many things you've said, man. Just hit the nail on the head. Big up Paris. He said, why would he play for Arteta? I think you're talking about Eze. We effed up with Madueke. Yeah, we did. We and that's Arteta again. That's Arteta getting his way, guys. I'm telling you that right now. You know, because he at the end of the day, Madueke is a right winger. Do you know what I'm saying? So let's put him on the left. That's the Arteta way. It's disgusting, to be honest with you. Listen, like I said, make sure you're smashing the like, guys. Make sure you are following my guest. You know, it's baking. You know, we're giving you this content. Make sure you're smashing the like. Make sure you're following up and making it worth it. We won 2-0 against PSG at the group stage. Yeah, but that was a whole different team, man. Whole different team. Watch Victor Gyökeres start left wing. I mean, yep. I mean, look,
I think he will against Man United. I can't see Havertz been on the bench. I can't.
I was going to ask you about all of that, because that's what I mean by when I say this guy's at the detriment, because he's got his teacher's pets, just like Eze. You know, if he does go to Spurs, he'll be probably starting as number 10 every game, whereas he comes to us, he's sitting on the bench. Do you know what I mean? So what? Yeah, because I was saying after that Havertz goal, I said even our strikers are inverting. You know, Gyökeres is scoring a glancing header. You'd expect that from Havertz, and then Havertz is running from the halfway line almost to score that goal. But I was scared when I see him do that, only because I know shit he might start at Old Trafford. I mean, what's your thoughts on all that, my bro? Do you reckon he's going to start at Old Trafford?
Havertz has a point to prove, and in all fairness, that goal that he scored in that friendly, you know, the way he just darted down the pitch, that looked like a statement goal. Did that, and he has a point to prove. Obviously, Gyökeres scoring a header. He hadn't scored a header not once last season, and he's already done it in the friendly. So you can see what could happen there. What's crucial for me, and crucial, I mean, like, this may determine if we're actually going to get over the line or not. Right. Is how prolific is Kai Havertz going to be? Because if Kai Havertz starts this season, if he has a purple patch, if he has that patch where he can't stop scoring, like back end of 2024, pretty much. If he can give us that while we've got Gyökeres and Gyökeres chips in, then you look at if we can keep that up and the players stay relatively fit, as long as this manager doesn't get too goofy, you're looking at potentially, you know, it could happen. Getting over the line, there's a higher chance. For me, it's how prolific is Kai Havertz going to be? Because let's face it, Gyökeres, he's the man, he's the striker. But we know this manager, you know, he has a liking to Kai Havertz.
Yep.
Even if, because I don't think we're signing Eze, but if this manager was to rotate in the sense of, well, in this game, I'm going to play Kai Havertz as a right-sided 10 behind Gyökeres. And if that works, just like, obviously, we all knew Kai Havertz wasn't a no number 10, no number 8, even though this manager tried to sign him to be an 8. But he moved him as a 9. We saw what happened. If he can do, if the manager can make a right change, and get something out of him, because I personally tip the importance of what Kai Havertz is going to do. I'd put that almost, if not maybe a slight ahead of what Gyökeres is going to do, because I think Gyökeres is going to Gyökeres anyway. It's just that Kai Havertz can basically be prolific. Not only is that a good headache to have, but you may have a bit of a deadly duo in those two. You may be able to. Gyökeres is started against Wolves, scored a brace. We're winning 4-1. Kai Havertz comes on, gets the 5th. You know what I mean? Stuff like that. So
yeah.
Do
you think that leads me on to another question as well? Because obviously Arteta is saying things like, you know, we're going to adapt the tactics for Gyökeres and things like that. But I didn't really see a change in style against Villarreal. Everyone was telling me we went to a double pivot. But obviously, I was doing the watch along. A lot of the time, it just looked like we was in that same line again. Obviously, most Arsenal fans reckon that we'd favour a change in formation. But what do you think on that? A double pivot or a whole change?
What do I think the manager's going to change or just do or double pivot? Do you mean? Yeah.
Do you reckon he's going to try and adapt the team further than just trying to do a double pivot, or do you reckon he's only going to stick with that?
I don't think he's going to do much different. It's just that the only difference is we may play some teams that maybe don't fancy doing the low block and are trying to play football against us, because that's when Arteta will get his best out of this team. When the other team tries to play football against us, as soon as they do a low block, we're fucked. And I think there's going to be some teams this season that are going to get slapped by us because they're just going to try and play football. But there's going to be teams that we're going to struggle against. Gyökeres is going to be, people going to watch him. People, the marking that everybody should have been doing on Haaland in his first season, they're going to do it on Gyökeres this season. You know what I mean? Haaland was able to score X amount of goals in his first season, and he kept doing it, and teams just didn't know how to handle him. I think it was only Everton, the Everton defense, and somebody else. Can't remember who it was. I think Everton and can't remember, but I know Everton was one of them. It was one of the few defense that knew how to handle Haaland. Everybody else, they were falling for the same thing that was happening all throughout that season. But I think with Gyökeres, obviously he's in an Arsenal shirt, and we know how people feel about Arsenal. There's a still image of the game against the last friendly we played, where Gyökeres is jumping in the air for the header, and there's 2 players sandwiching him, and Saka's free. if that can keep happening, and the ball can get nodded down to whoever's in space, that could work for us. Because if Gyökeres can get marked up, double manned, somebody is free. So
of course.
I suppose this low block, Gyökeres is giving teams more to worry about, because obviously teams are worrying about the same players, the same drill. Saka not taking a man on, going back, coming to the Odegaard, blah blah blah. But with Gyökeres, because he's like a deadly striker, it's. I'm hoping that the low block might not work, because they're looking at Gyökeres a bit too much, that they leave a little bit of space for another player to either overlap or, you know.
And if teams do low block as well, right, which most teams will, and do you know what? Even if you do anything like 10 times, maybe one of the times you're going to do well at it, right? It don't mean that you're equipped to beat low blocks, but even if someone does low block, the occasional game we are going to win, right? The only positive I see of that is obviously it probably gives Zubimendi the time that he needs to adjust to the league, because most teams are going to be sitting back against us. But the thing where Arteta doesn't, where we would know, just playing FIFA or Football Manager, like, especially if you're at home against a low block, there's no need to have a double pivot, is there? You know what I'm saying? But is Arteta going to really work it like that? I mean, I suppose it's there to be seen. Big up Junior. He said, obviously, we've just gone over an hour. He's saying, who would you take as Arsenal's next manager, bro?
When I was asked this before, I had a few names. Obviously, an obvious name was Ancelotti, but he's going through whatever he's going through in Brazil now. Anyway, there was Hansi Flick. I said, because I want a manager that's been to a Champions League final or won the Champions League. Bare minimum, he's won leagues before.
Yeah,
but I was speaking to, I think it was my cousin, and I said, not that I'd necessarily take him, but if he emerged as a possible target, I could maybe see why he'd be looked at, and that's the Crystal Palace manager, Oliver Glasner.
Yeah.
Because obviously, I know he won the Europa League with Frankfurt, and obviously he's done what he's done at Palace. And then you think to yourself, if you gave him a good team, what could he do with that? But he won't be my first choice. But if we look at him, I get that more than looking at a rookie like we've got now.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I mean, nobody knew who Slot was, and then he came in and won the league straight away. So
I always say that, bro. I always say that. I'll tell you who we'll go and get. Whoever's the assistant at Man City now, we'll just go and get them, because it was good enough then, and now all of a sudden we've got Arteta of Nazareth. So it's good enough now, isn't it? Do you know what I mean? Because the club ain't going to fold. These people really, they act like their last name turns into the manager's name. It's Arteta now. Whatever your first name is, followed by Arteta. Really, really silly. But yeah, man. Tell us a little bit about yourself, man, about your channel, my bro, what people can look forward to when they sub to the YG.
Yep. Well, I've got the match preview for our game at Old Trafford on Sunday. I'll be going live on Friday night for that. So that's the next video coming up. Unless there's any reactions that anybody wants me to do on any videos. But yeah, obviously Yorkshire Gunner on YouTube, YG1890 on Instagram, and I think it's the same on. Oh wait, hold on. I keep getting confused with my own name on social media because I know my TikTok and my Instagram ones are the same, and I think it's YG_AFC. I think that's what it is.
That's Instagram. I'm looking at that now. So that's your Instagram _AFC. I know that one.
Yeah,
for
YG_AFC is same with TikTok as well. Obviously Instagram's I don't have notifications turned on for social media apps, but Instagram is the one that I go on the most anyway. So yeah, you can find me there. The links are in the description on my, because this is streaming on my channel. So if they go in my description, they'll be able to see the link. And yeah, that's what's coming up. The match preview for our game at Old Trafford on Sunday. Jesus.
Let me ask you about that before I let you go as well, my friend, man. I mean, because look, I was saying even if we were sourcing and we won 10-0 in every game, it's still not going to be an easy game against United. What's your thoughts on that quickly before I let you go, my bro?
It's going to be one of those typical games again where United are going to turn up and their new signings is going to look like prime Real Madrid, and we're going to make them look like that. Yeah. And I would say if anybody wants to win any money, put some money on Benjamin Sesko at least to score. I don't think we're going to win the game. And it's not because we're poor. It's not because our gameplay is not the best, but it's simply because it's us at Old Trafford. It's us at Old Trafford when, on paper, you look at it, we've signed Gyökeres. Oh, we're going to Old Trafford. Man U finished 15th last season. Oh, we're going to steamroll them. It never works like that. Like, I don't know how many people in the chat are aware of how poor our record is at Old Trafford. We won 5 times in Premier League history at Old Trafford, all been 1-0s. You can name the players who scored the goals. You got Overmars, Wiltor, Adebayor,
Thierry.
Adebayor, 2006.
I'm pretty sure it was
2020, and Trossard in 2024.
So when Henry done? Sorry, when Henry done that volley, was that at Highbury or was that at OT?
You know when we flicked it up and hit it, that was
Yeah,
Highbury.
yeah,
That was
okay.
Highbury. Yeah, at Old Trafford, all our wins in the Premier League have been 1-0. We haven't scored 3 goals there since December 1971.
Yeah. And even United fans, they're saying, you know, they're gonna trounce us on Sunday. We're gonna turn you. It's not. It's like I said, it's gonna be like 1-1 or it'll be a sly 1-0 either way. That's what I think. Sorry, go on.
Yeah. That Unai Emery's first season, that 2-2 draw at Old Trafford, that was the first time. If I'm correct, that's the first time in Premier League history we went back in front at Old Trafford. We've never gone back in front. So that showed out in that game how dominant we were when we were there. That's how poor our record is there. So I don't expect, when you've got Arsenal fans predicting 3-2s, 4-1s, all that bollocks, it's like the only score you should be predicting, unless proven otherwise, in later down the line is 1-0 if you're going to predict to win, because that's the best we can do. Don't matter how good we are, don't matter how poor they are, they always turn up every single time. There isn't a time Man U don't turn up at Old Trafford, really. Every game we've beat them in there, they were always in the picture in the game. So, but I'm going to speak more about it in my match preview anyway.
Yeah, and make sure that you all go and check that out. But yeah, man, brilliant, man. Look, finally got it done. Like I said, thank you for being patient. Been a brilliant show. Really enjoyed what you've said and what you've got going on your channel and your points of view. So like I said, guys, make sure you're liking the video, make sure you are subscribing, make sure you're doing it to YG as well. Like his stuff, subscribe, and show him all the love in the world. Really enjoyed it. I'm literally like baking up. I need to go and
I'm going to have a cold shower now.
Yeah, straight man. Straight into that shower because I'm dripping. So big up, man. Pause on that as well. Thank you ever so much for coming in. We'll definitely get another show again soon. Definitely. Really enjoyed that. Big up everyone in the chat. Thank you guys for being here. What we are going to do is, yeah, man, thank you for coming on, man. Really enjoyed it, bro. We're going to send you over to Rashid, Arsenal Revolution TV, talking more Arsenal stuff. So get over there with a views raid. Thank you again ever so much, YG. Smash the lights, man. We'll be back again soon, man. Big up everyone. Peace.
Peace.